Good morning, friends, and welcome back to Infinite Gems, where we discover gems upon the shelves that inspire us to connect with and discover gems within ourselves and then spread the sparkle. It is the month of March, and there's a lot to celebrate this month. It is Women's History Month, first of all, and there are also lots of different holidays: St. Patrick's Day, Purim, Holi is this week. There's also Lent, and the Baha'i month of fasting is also this month. And of course, that is going to lead to the beginning of spring, so it's a new season. And I'm just really excited about sharing the gems that I believe really capture the spirit of some of these very special days. I wanted to start off with Little Dreamers, Visionary Women Around the World by Vashti Harrison. The book features women from all over the world from very diverse backgrounds, both professionally and ethnically. For example, we have Violeta Parra, a musician and ethnomusicologist from Chile. We have Wangari Maathai, who was an environmental activist and scientist from Kenya. Illustrations are really gorgeously done and are very historically accurate and really capture some of the details of the personalities and the cultures of the women that she's describing. So for example, here we have Fatima al-Fihri from the 9th century, educational philanthropist from Tunisia and Morocco. And here we learn that actually she created one of the oldest universities in the world that still exists right now. It's a really great book to have in your school library or your home library. You could read a story about one woman a night, and even better, there is a board book version for little ones called Dream Big Little One, also by Ashley Harrison. And in this one, the message is very simple. So for example, be bold like Josephine, Shirley, and Maya. Then it describes Josephine Baker, for example. Josephine Baker was a singer, a dancer, and a spy. So yeah, this one really great for kids 2 to 5 maybe, and then this one 6 and up all the way to 100. The next book I wanted to share with you is The Perfectly Perfect Wish by Lisa Manchev, illustrated by Jessica Courtney-Tickle. The story is about a girl who finds a wish in the grass, but there is one rule, and that rule is that she cannot wish for any more wishes. And as she's trying to figure out what she wants and what she desires, she starts asking different people that she knows. So, for example, she asks one of her friends. Her friend says, well, whenever I see a shooting star, I close my eyes and wish for a puppy. But then the girl realizes, well, puppies are always fun, but she already has 2 dogs and a cat. So she continues asking different people. She asks her teacher, and her teacher says that she would wish for a house because she doesn't have one. And another friend of hers says, well, when I blow out my birthday candles, I wish my daddy would come home safe, he says. I nod because I don't have to worry a big worry like that. My daddy's a dentist. He goes to work in the morning and comes back every night. And as she's contemplating these different wishes, she begins to think, well, maybe my wish of winning a horse race wouldn't really make sense because I want to earn that horse race. And maybe my wish to go to Japan, I could just save up for it. So in the end, she uses her one wish and wishes that everyone else's wish comes true. And then in the next pages, you see that her friend gets a puppy, and her teacher gets a home, and her other friend's father comes back, all safe and sound. So one of the reasons I chose this for the month of March is because I think it really does a great job of capturing the spirit and essence of several holidays: Purim, Lent, as well as the Baha'i month of fasting. It really focuses on this idea of detachment and giving something up for the sake of something much larger and greater than yourself, and for other people as well. So in the story of Purim, for example, a woman is given a wish, and instead of using that wish to save herself or give herself something, she uses that wish to save people and to bring joy to others aside from just herself. So yeah, I think this is a really great one for several holidays, and I highly recommend it. It just brings a little sparkle of magic to the month. Another book that has a little element of magic in it is Fiona's Luck by Teresa Bateman, illustrated by Kelly Murphy. This one I'm sharing in honor of St. Patrick's Day and a little Irish heritage. The story is about a woman named Fiona who lives in Ireland, and it describes how once luck was as free to be had in Ireland as sunlight and just as plentiful. It filled the air, and anyone could grab a handful of it as the need arose. And this was largely due to the leprechauns, for they made luck like cows made milk. It goes on to describe how Then the big folk arrive in Ireland, and they were so large that the luck clung to them wherever they went. And this makes the king of the leprechauns feel a little uncomfortable, and he feels that there's not enough luck to go around and to be shared. So he decides to collect all the luck and keep it in a treasure chest next to his throne. And then luck just disappears in all of Ireland, and there's no milk, and people are really struggling. The land has gone dry. So Fiona, who's very clever, decides to use her wit to outwit the king of the leprechauns. And she ends up in the realm of the leprechauns and confronts the leprechaun king. And eventually she is able to trick him into returning luck back to all the people of Ireland. So yeah, it's really fun. I really like the illustrator's style as well as the writer's writing. It has a very folktale feel to it. And it's a nice one for story time if you're looking for something for St. Patrick's Day. Another holiday-specific book that I wanted to share with you is Festival of Colors by Kabir Sehgal and Surishta Sehgal, also illustrated by Vashti Harrison. I love this book because it's really vibrant, it's colorful, it's fun, it's simple, great for story time, and it features these two characters, Chintu and Mintu, fabulous names, and it shows how they go to their garden. They gather marigolds because marigolds make orange, and it shows how these different flowers have different colors. They gather irises because irises make blue. So they dry them and they separate the petals, and then they press the petals into fine powder. And it shows the different neighborhoods. I really love how she's able to capture the architecture and just like some of the simple styles of decor in the neighborhood. And of course they gather with their neighbors and poof, 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 poof. They all have a wonderful, fabulous, super fun Holy Day celebration. In the spirit of spring coming up, I have been trying to do a little spring cleaning myself and have been very inspired by Marie Kondo. And I want to share a really sweet book that she recently wrote called Kiki and Jax, The Life-Changing Magic of Friendship, co-written and illustrated by Selena Yoon. It is a super cute book and super useful and inspiring about a squirrel and an owl who are friends. And as you can imagine, the squirrel likes to collect things. And when Jax, the friend, comes over, he asks, "Do you want to play soccer?" And Kiki replies by saying, "Sorry, I lost my ball." So Jax goes home, and another day he comes by and he wants to go swimming, but you know, Kiki's like looking everywhere and she can't find her swimsuit. It's not in her toy box, it's not in her closet. Everything's a hot mess. So over time, Jax starts to feel, well, does Kiki even want to hang out with me? Like, I don't know, are we friends? At some point, he sends Kiki a gift, and when Kiki gets this package at her door, she sees it's a friendship scrapbook, and she gets very excited, and they decide to rekindle their friendship. So she heads on over to Jack's place and says, well, can we play here? And Jack says, okay. And they pull out their favorite games and costumes and look at their friendship scrapbook together. And she's like, gosh, this was so much fun. I just wish I could have you over to my place too, but there's just no room. So the owl, Jax, is just really sweet. And he said, you know, we can just go over there and start sorting things. And she feels a little nervous and overwhelmed, but he feels really excited. And then eventually they go through this process of trying to see if the things that are around spark joy. And eventually they organize the place and they're able to make a lot of room for all their favorite things. And most importantly, room for her best friend, Jax. The last book that I wanted to share with you is If You Plant a Seed, Words and Paintings by Kadir Nelson. He is an incredible illustrator, but I think this is one of his lesser known books. And I really love it because I think it touches on the idea of springtime, but also the mindfulness that people are trying to bring forth during this spiritual time in March. It starts off as a very practical story. If you plant a tomato seed, a carrot seed, and a cabbage seed, in time, with love and care, tomato, carrot, and cabbage plants will grow. But then he very cleverly and mindfully applies this same principle to other seeds, such as seeds of selfishness. Because if you plant a seed of selfishness, in a very short time, it will grow and grow and grow into a heap of trouble. But then he goes on to explain that if you plant a seed of kindness, in almost no time at all, the fruits of kindness also grow and grow and grow. And what I love about this story is it's so simple, but it's also very deeply profound and just asks us to kind of take some time and think about what kind of seeds we are planting and what kind of seeds we are choosing to consistently water and bring into our lives. And as the springtime comes and you are all thinking of what kind of seeds you want to plant in your gardens and also in your lives, I really encourage you to use this as a little inspiration to encourage people around you and the kids around you to think about what kind of seeds they want to plant and care for. I hope some of these books inspire you to plant a little seed of kindness and joy in your neighborhood or your school. And I thought we could end with a little song, so feel free to sing along with me. I see a gem inside of you and feel a gem inside of me, waiting to shout, come out and dance about in a journey of discovery. So if you have a friend in need, why don't you plant a little seed of love and joy? Maybe share a toy or give them a book to read. Hope you have a fabulous spring, everyone. See you next time.